What's up with it? What's up with it? It's your boy Q back with another one. Blessings to all. Currently on my way to football practice right now. Don't know. My upcoming gospel artist. It's been a real journey, real long ride for me. I've been doing music all my life, or singing or whatever, but not obviously professionally or really taking it too serious. Grew up in the church most of my life, all my life. Was in the choir like everybody, right? Everybody's in the choir. So yeah, I never really took it serious as far as like singing and really trying to perfect my craft, really trying to do all the things that I know I can be good at. And it's been nice, like obviously music was always a form of worship for me. Getting into my spirit, getting into my soul, getting a closer connection to Jesus, and making that better atmosphere around me wherever I'm at, whether I'm at work, when I'm in the car like I am right now. Just letting Jesus feel more closer to me, singing to him, and singing those worship songs. I'm an old school hymn fan, I love me some old school hymns. Those was really just my spirit. Don't get me wrong, like I like the new music that some gospel artists are making or whatever. It's nothing wrong with that. You gotta be careful though. You gotta be careful because if you're listening to a song, man, that thing got you, like bumping, like you feel like you won't be able to go to the club or something. You turn that thing off. Turn it off. Because some of the beats that some artists are using, it still got like that worldly vibe and that worldly beat. When you make your music, you want it to be different from the world, just like as God said, like you want to be, whether you're a church person or whether you just a believer of Jesus, you want to separate yourself from the world. You want to be different. If I can't tell the difference from you and your lifestyle, and you're saying that you believe in Christ and you believe in Jesus, then some things you got to work on internally and externally, so people can see that difference. You know what I mean? Like especially when you change your lifestyle, you change all the things that you're going through, and you're coming back to Christ and you're coming back and believing. Those are some of the things that you have to work on, that you have to deal with. So yeah, I'm on my way to coaching practice, and it's crazy how I really got into coaching though, because I like watching football. I played football in high school. I went to college or whatever, and but coaching was never like in my eyesight of like things that I'm like, I can excel or I can do at. And I know that this is just part of my journey now. But before I thought like, hey, like maybe this is something that I should be doing. During the pandemic, when everybody had that time by themselves and that time alone when they were at home and, trying to get closer to either learning themselves, that's what you should have been doing, instead of just playing the game or, like just around the house and arguing or doing whatever you're doing probably. You should have been trying to get closer to God. And that's what I was doing. I started with, praying, fasting, and, trying to hear God's voice, asking like, hey man, like all these years I've been doing a lot of things, man, like I done done it all. And the more videos I post, I'll obviously speak more about my journey and the things that I went through. But man, I done, coming from street smart to book smart, like I done lived both lifestyles, I done did it all. Not all, but majority of most of the things that people get into, and I had to ask God for forgiveness, you know what I mean? But yeah, just really focusing and on his word and on his voice and trying to see what he wanted me to do, not just in general, but just at that point in my life. And that voice said, get your coaching license. And I know it wasn't me because I never even thought about coaching. I never even thought about even that at all. Like I said, I always liked it and I played it, but it never was something for me. I can speak, I speaking in front of like big crowds, or getting in front of like big crowds. That never was something that I not wanted to do, but it just never was something that was me. You know what I mean? Like I was always when I was laid back, chill, observing the environment. Being very observational, playing the cool. But knowing how to move and certain stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that's why I never got caught doing the things I was doing. But that's another story. You always gotta be 2 steps ahead. But that was never me. So the limelight was not something that I wanted to be in. Obviously I was popular and things like that, but there were certain things that I never wanted to actually be in. And so yeah, I heard that, and I know a lot of people always say like, oh well, how do you know it's God's voice and not just your own thoughts? Most of the time it's things that you don't want to do. Most of the time it's things that you don't want to do, and it's God's voice, or you're wrong and you're trying to say like, I can get over that, or I can do it this way, do it that way, or like even though I know I'm wrong, I'm not trying to really admit it. So that's most of the time when it's God's voice, and it's not like a lot of people say. It's not gonna be this loud voice, this vigorous voice or whatever. It's gonna be real still, and it's gonna be real clear. Like He's not gonna give you something where you can question it. Most of His messages that He gives you is really hands-on and clear. It's either you're gonna obey to it and listen to it and heed to it, and that's when it's God. And I applied for my coaching license, and I'm like, okay, well I did that, so I started applying for jobs, and there was nothing available in the area that I live, nothing available, period, to where I see. And I had to not question God, but just like confirm, because God has no problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like call him, be like, hey man, I know you told me to do this, I know you told me to do that. What's up? What's up with it? You know what I mean? Like, is this what? Was it really you? You know what I mean? Like, is this you? Like, if it's so, then let me get something. Like, let me see that it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is you. And I got an opportunity to be a call came. I got an opportunity interview to be a modified head coach. And when I got that head coach position, it was for modified, and it was a different age group. Obviously middle school kids going into high school or whatever. And I feel like I was really there to not be a mentor, but to really speak into people, to younger kids' lives at that point. Get them to really see a role model that they never really seen before. Because some people nowadays, even whether you're black, white, whatever ethnicity you are, younger ages may not be really having I'm not that young, but younger ages that you might not have that mentality, that mindset to really speak into people's lives and really break things down that they may not comprehend or understand, and bring Jesus into it too. You know what I mean? Like, obviously not push it on them, but relate it back and have them have that understanding. You know what I mean? Because at that age, you're not seeing things that's spiritual right away, because a lot of things is spiritual that a lot of people may not know or may not see. And that's certain things that you have to really understand and really get. And at that time, I did it for 3 years, and obviously now I moved up. That's just how God works. Because at His time, you know what I mean. Like, when God was working through you, then it's now you're on His time. So, you know what I mean. Like, He obviously moved me up and got me at a higher level now, really faster than probably a lot of people would move. So now I'm coaching all different types of ages. Now I'm on varsity or whatever. So now I got the young men, you know what I mean, about to become adults. You know what I mean. So now, with the real thing of why I'm telling this story, or this part, is because He wanted me to talk to different crowds of people. Because if you can't be leaders of men, and He's trying to move you to do something, then you're not really pushing yourself, or He's not really getting all out of you. That's how I'm gonna say it, all out of you. And you have to be ready for when He's about to put you and move in your life. So if I was just, obviously talking to young kids, and it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Some people's purpose is necessarily for that. You know what I mean? To speak to the younger kids. And some people have that passion and believe in that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's a blessing too, because you're still giving back to God. You're still preaching to younger kids. And then some, some can't deal with kids. To be honest, you know what I mean? Like some, like, hey man, like it's not a headache, but you know what I mean? Like it's just a little bit too much. And that's when sometimes, hey, like, so they can deal with the older kids and they can teach to the younger adults and they can make impacts and change their lives, you know what I mean? Like some coaches, when I was that age, I was brushing off a lot of things. They were telling me like, hey, you should be doing this in your life. You should be doing this, doing this, doing this. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you, coach. I hear you. But was I really taking it serious and applying it in my life? No, I was not. So a lot of things that people are doing then, they're not really putting it inside of their lives, but you're sowing those seeds. That's one thing that a lot of people don't realize sometimes that they're doing, but you're sowing seeds when you're telling people great information, or you're sowing seeds when you're giving people advice. And a lot of people have strongholds. You may ask, what is a stronghold? A stronghold is something that you're denying, that's going through something. Say for instance, if you're in something that you know that's not right, but you're trying to make an excuse for it each and every time, that's a stronghold. If I tell somebody to stop doing this, oh no, it's fine because it's not making me do this, or it's not making, that's a stronghold. You're trying to make that excuse to continue to do something that you know is not right. So in reality, I think obviously me becoming this gospel artist that I'm becoming, making my own music, and doing all the things that I'm doing now, you gotta be able to touch different crowds, you know what I mean? Like you gotta be able to sing and, be ready to worship and, touch all these different crowds, and whether it's young children generation or, the older generation, like you have to be able to reach to different crowds and ethnicities, and you have to be understandable. And I know a lot of things that I went through in life is probably for this reason, you know what I mean? Because I can relate to a lot of people from the things I've been through, you know what I mean? Like whether it's struggling, or whether it's, doing all the things that I used to do and overcame and overdid. Like everybody has a story, but you have to be ready to tell that story too as well. And some people not ready to tell their story, which is okay. But God is moving into a lot of people's lives, and they might not even know it. You know what I mean? They might not even know it. And a lot of people are not going to church, or not praising God because sin is comfortable. You know what I mean? Like certain things that a lot of people do, sin is actually more comfortable for them, and not realizing sometimes that, hey, like this is going or pushing me through a pathway to destruction. And God will send people in your life to try to reveal himself to you, and that might not be the right time, so he's going to do it again and do it again and do it again. Everybody is on their own time, and I try to tell a lot of people that, like, hey man, I've been trying to talk to a priest, to this person, tell them stop doing this, stop doing this. I tell them it's not their timing yet. It's not the right timing yet, because when you're at that time and everything starts to click, your spirit even agrees or disagrees to some of the things that you didn't do before. Like if you used to be around a certain crowd, and you know what I mean, like that used to be attractive to you at that certain point in time, then that's when like, hey, like I'm past that now, because your spirit like, nah man, I'm not with that no more. Like I'm about to, you know what I mean, like just be out of here. Like I'm not about to be around that no more. I need some new friends now. That's when your spirit is moving you into a different direction. God is leading you into a different direction. They're going to bring new people in your life to impact you, or bring newer people in your life to push you to be better. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of things people go through, they might not understand this for a reason and a purpose. A lot of people say like, oh well man, I'm dealing with this, man, poverty or struggling, or I've been through this, abuse or whatever, like all the things that you're doing, and they might not realize, it's just for a testimony to tell to somebody, to try to save somebody else, or, you know what I mean, like to make you stronger and put you through this and put you in this position, this position, this position. That way you can overcome adversity. That way you can overcome this, overcome that. And sometimes people don't realize that it's not God, you know what I mean? It could be the devil putting other thoughts in other people's heads, like, you know what I mean, like to do these things, or to do this to you, to do that to you. Like, God doesn't cause harm on anybody, you know what I mean? Like, he may put you through a situation, and those situations may make you better, you know what I mean, to push you to become a better person. But other than that, God does not, you know what I'm saying, like he does not give you a battle that you can't handle. And I try to tell a lot of people that, like, when you go through things, or he's not going to put you through a situation to where you can't handle it. He knows what you can handle. He knows you better than you. And the devil knows you better than you too. He knows what obstacles to put into your way to mess up your day, or to get that person on your job to make you angry, or you know what I mean, like, oh, I'm over it, I just want to do this and do that or whatever. So he knows exactly what to do to get inside and mess up your spirit. And we have to have that stronghold over, not stronghold over us, but that whole body of armor over us to continue to protect us and to continue to get us through all the things that, you know what I mean, that you need to continue to go through. So he's going to set up those obstacles during the day. Like when you're sleeping, that's when you're really supposed to be praying, or, you know, during certain hours, that's when you're really supposed to be praying and actually breaking either curses or whatever generational thing that could be. That's another thing a lot of people don't understand. You have to know what your family been through, so you can see that pattern that a lot of people, some people don't see a lot of people married in their lives, or some people see that, you know, diseases are in their life, cancer or whatever. Like, you have to break those, because there's certain things that our family members, that grandma and, you know, all our other people might have been through, or got themselves into something that is destroying the whole bloodline or destroying the whole family line now, that you have to break off of either your family line or your generational curse, generations that you're trying to start. You have to be ready to break those and be spiritually uprooted to even realize that. But if your spirit is not in tune, if you're not getting your praises and your blessings from God or whatever, you might not even be able to see what is in front of you as far as in attacks, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, you know what I mean? So I just arrived to where I'm about to coach at. Oh, it looks like it's about to rain too. Hope not. I definitely didn't bring no hoodie. I think I might out my trunk. I hope so. So hope, bless, we're gonna pray to God that it don't. But yeah, I'll make more videos about just, you know, just relating to people, and hopefully everybody can add on tune and, you know, really not feel what I'm saying, but, you know, believe what I'm saying, because it is true. And, you know, some of the things or experiences that I've been through, it is for a reason. And, you know, whatever it is or that I got to do to help people or to make them understand or to change their ways that they've been thinking. When I'm driving, obviously, it's going to be a lot of, not rambling or rumbling, but it's going to be a lot of here, nuggets, here, and here. So if you have to rewind it just to get, you know, certain parts that you might not click right away, then, you know, go ahead and rewind it back and really listen to what I'm saying, because some of the things that I'm saying, I'm not breaking down all the way yet. But this is just to get your mind curious, not curious, but, you know, and thoughtful, and be ready. Like, okay, like, yeah, he said that, he said this, like, let me find out this, and then come back and, like, you know, I will break it down. If you guys want me to break it down, you know, just comment or something like that. I will go in deeper videos where I'm actually not in practice or driving or whatever, to really speak about it and break it down for you guys. Like I said, my name is Q. You can follow me on Instagram. I just started my new Instagram back up. It's the real Q __. I think it's 2 or 3. It's one of them. So please go follow me if you like what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm upcoming gospel artist. I will have videos on here where I'm either in the studio making my music, getting, you know, letting you guys see like a day in the life of a gospel artist. You know what I mean? Like, I want you guys to see the journey, the pathway that I'm taking, that people probably aren't showing you behind closed doors, of if you want to get into the gospel music industry, or if you want to, you know, become a true believer of just Jesus. Like, you don't even have to be a gospel. If you want to get into, you know, just doing all those things, like I'm trying to show you, like, all the things that you might have to go into, or you might have to overcome, or you might have to just like break all these old habits and things that you're doing. So yeah, if you like the video, you know, obviously like, comment, subscribe, please. And I'll see you guys again. Blessings.